Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Tulsa-Midtown. It's good to see everybody's bright, shining faces. Hi, Liz. I'm Amanda Preslar. So glad to have you here on this beautiful Sunday. I hear the weather's going to be fantastic later on this afternoon. Let's all stand together and sing a little song we did last week. It was so fun. I wanted to do it again. It's called Child of Love.
Sting of the fire, but I saw you in the flames. Just when I thought it was over, you broke me out of the grave. Hallelujah. I'm gonna climb a mountain. I'm gonna shout about it. I am a child of love. I found the world of freedom. I found a friend in Jesus. I am a child of love. Let me say yeah, yeah. Oh, I am a child of love. Let me say yeah, yeah. Oh, I am a child of love. Nothing can change the way you love me. Nothing can change the way I belong to you. Yes, I do. Nothing can separate. Let's sing that again. Nothing can change the way you love me. Nothing can change the way I belong to you. Yes, I do. Nothing can separate. I'm gonna climb a mountain. Yeah. I am a child of love. I found a world of freedom. I found the world of freedom. Yeah. I am a child of love. Let's sing it again. I'm gonna climb a mountain. I'm gonna shout about it. I am a child of love. I found a world of freedom. I found a friend in Jesus. I am a child of love. Let me say yeah, yeah. Oh, I am a child of love. Let me say yeah, yeah. Oh, I am a child of love.
That's a group effort right there. Thank y'all.
Wonderful. Some great energy this morning. Welcome. If you're joining us online or if you're here in the sanctuary, welcome to Unity of Tulsa-Midtown. We are a positive path for spiritual living. My name is Shannon, and I am so happy to be your worship coordinator this morning. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Walking out, it's sunny and warm, and it just gives you that energy with, right off the bat. Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you're new in our sanctuary today, I would like to encourage you to fill out one of our Connect cards and drop it in the offering basket a little later in the service. It's just your name, phone number, whatever you feel comfortable putting on there. Just gives us a way to reach out and connect with you and let you know what's going on. We're not going to come by your house and visit you or call you in the middle of the week. Well, we might come visit you, Renny. Also, if you are not new and you have made some changes and you want to update it, just drop that in the basket as well. And also, there's lots of Unity information out on the table that you're welcome to pick up and browse through and take home with you. We want you to feel, want you to know all about us and feel like you're welcome here. Absolutely anytime, every day, every Sunday, every event. So, if there's any questions you've got, feel free to grab somebody. We'll talk to you. We like to talk. You'll know. We like to talk. So, anyway, I've got a few announcements coming up here. Today we have Rev.Victoria Loveland-Coen with us. She has a wonderful message on the give in forgiveness. It's always wonderful to have her with us. Also, coming up Saturday night, Sunday morning, we switch our time, we switch our clocks. We're going to spring forward. So here's your official reminder from me. Don't forget, if you show up here early, you're just going to have to hang out. You're just going to have to hang out and wait. But also, we're going to make it a little fun. We're going to have a pajama party that day.
Yay!
Yeah, I cannot wait to see what some of y'all are, what your pajamas are going to, look like. This is fun. This is fun. Go all out with it. Have fun. Come to church with curlers in your hair. Do it up. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Renny. Yep. Also bring, some brunch. We'll have some brunch afterwards. Some coffee, orange juice, donuts. It'll be fun. We like food around here, so that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do, right? So, all right, that's going to be a fun day. I'm looking forward to that. All right, we also have just to save the date. It's not coming up real quick, but if you'll save the date for May 12th and 13th, they are there's a trip planned to Unity Village. It's first come, first served. They've got an Airbnb reserved. I think that will hold 12. I believe that's the magic number. So if you're interested in that trip, sign-up sheet's out in the foyer, and it is already, getting full. So, I think there is a small deposit necessary, so just get your name on the list. Again, it's not till May, so. All right. One more thing. We've got a new class beginning through the School of Metaphysics. It's going to start March 7th, which is that Monday, Tuesday, from 6 to 9. Yeah. It is follow your inner guidance. We can all use that, right? So some great things coming up. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's always things going on, so don't miss out. Make sure you're getting pathways again, fill out that Connect card so you can get all that information. And if you are not getting pathways, if that's not an option for you, you can always go to the website, always call the office and get any information you need. All right? All right, I am going to turn it over to Gehan for the daily word. Let's welcome her.
Good morning. My name is Gehan, and I'm going to read the daily word. Today's word is demeaning. I claim demeaning and direct the course of my life. While I may not be able to control what happens in my life, I am always free to determine how I will respond. Through my divine faculty of demeaning, I decide what to think, what to say, and how to act. If a thought of fear or powerlessness arises, I remember all the wisdom, understanding, and strength of God are within me. whether I am organizing my day or moving forward after making a life alternate decision. The principle of demeaning is always mine to claim. Knowing this, I move through life with quiet confidence. I am secure in myself and in the knowledge I am a divine being. I claim the meaning and feel my life expand into a field of limitless possibility and potential. You have given them the meaning over the works of your hands. You have put all things under their feet. Psalm 8:6. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you, Gehan. Now we'll turn our thoughts to our prayer box. Let's join our hearts and minds as we focus on our prayer box for a time of prayer, release, faith, and trust. We gather here today as a community to lovingly acknowledge each slip of paper that has now become a part of our collective heart. When our prayer box enters the chapel and sanctuary each week, we affirm our loving connections with one another. From there, each request is sent to be prayed over for another 30 days at Silent Unity. Let's take a moment now and reflect and pray and hold these words in affirmative prayer. Spirit, each request in our prayer box is dear to us as a community. We ask for healing, for abundance, for spiritual guidance, for mended hearts, and we affirm our divine connection as a community and with you. May we be focused on seeing the best in one another. May we have grace, charity, and love, and give that to those with little perceived offenses. May we offer forgiveness to ourselves and to others in the knowledge that forgiveness brings a divine healing touch to every situation. We are focused on creating love and kindness in our own hearts so that we create the same in the external world. It is with our hearts full of joy that we bring our thanks to you. And so it is.
Simple chorus we sing here. I am so blessed. Will you sing with me? I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Patient. Please take a moment to find a comfortable position, find your spiritual center, take a few deep cleansing breaths. Letting go feels so good and immediately lightens my spirit. We breathe in all that tension, all the burdens, we breathe out. Release old burdens that weigh us down with each breath. Maybe you have to shuffle your shoulders a couple of times. With each breath, you feel that shift as it lightens. And let go of those feelings from the past. Lighten on the pew. You can feel your neck and your back and your shoulders relax. You feel healed. Body, soul. Ready to sit in silence and peace that comes from releasing and letting go. Breathing in, I know that I'm ready to move forward with a light and peaceful heart. Slowly bring your focus back. Bring your energy back. And sit with that feeling that all is well.
There's a song, the lyrics are printed in your bulletins if you want to follow along. It's a song that goes so well with today's message about the give in forgiveness that Reverend Victoria is going to be speaking on here in a minute. But the words are so powerful, and I thought Diane had Diane print the lyrics off so everyone could take that home, whether it stay in your car as a reminder or on your refrigerator, whatever it needs to do, in your pocket. But these words are just absolutely gorgeous, and again, support the message today so well. It's called Forgiveness.
It always goes to those who don't deserve. It's the opposite of how you feel when the pain they caused is just too real. Takes everything you have to say the word forgiveness. It's always anger's own worst enemy. And even when the jury and the judge say you've had a right to hold a grudge, it's the whisper in your ear saying, set it free. Forgiveness.
Song by Matthew West. Thanks to the musicians for that beautiful song.
Wonderful job. Wonderful music today. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Heard them practicing this morning, and you know, Amanda even brought new equipment in, and it's always fun to get here a little early and see what's going on with them. All right, now let's take just a moment and celebrate who we are here at Unity. If you'll stand and just affirm with me our mission and vision statements. Our vision statement, centered in the divine. We celebrate a world of peace, harmony, and love. And our mission statement, we look within to awaken our souls by discovering and sharing divine love. Thank you.
Good morning, Unity of Tulsa-Midtown. Oh, it's so good to be back with you again. It's Rev.Victoria Loveland-Coen, and thank you for welcoming me once again into your beautiful community. I hope you're all well. So, we've been talking a lot about love in February, the month of love, and into March. It's always a good time to talk about. When is not a good time to talk about love, right? Big topic, and the discussion would not be complete without talking about forgiveness. Because unforgiveness is one of the biggest impediments to the experience of love. I mean, in the years that I have been ministering and coaching and doing workshops and working myself on these powerful New Thought principles, what I've noticed is that the biggest obstacle, the thing that blocks love, the experience of love the most, that blocks the flow of abundant good more than anything else in our lives, is holding on to resentment, the inability to forgive. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the gift. We're going to discover the give part of forgiveness. So, learning to forgive is not something that we want to do because it shows other people or shows God what good people of faith we are. No, we want to learn to forgive because our personal freedom depends on it. Our resentments don't really affect the other person. It's not about the other person, it's about us. As the saying goes, clinging to resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. And truly, it's a poison. Holding resentments is a poison, is toxic to the body. And Lord knows we have enough environmental toxins. We don't need any internal ones, right? And, truly, it is a bitter pill. A lot of studies have been done on the link between unforgiveness and disease. Johns Hopkins has done some studies on this. And I'll just read a quote that the director of mood disorders at Johns Hopkins Hospital, Karen Schwartz, this is what she has found, quote, "There is an enormous physical burden to being hurt and disappointed. Chronic anger puts you into a fight or flight mode, which results in numerous changes in heart rate, blood pressure, and immune response. Those changes then increase the risk of depression, heart disease, diabetes, among other conditions. Forgiveness, however, calms stress levels, leading to improved health," end quote. So truly, science right there. And when we learn and practice the art of forgiveness, okay, forgiveness is an art. Really, it's not a science, it's an art. But when we learn it and we practice it, that frees us from the heavy burden of resentment. And that divine life energy can flow once again into our body, and that divine life energy can flow abundantly into our lives. And I think we kind of all know this on some level, right? We all kind of know it. And maybe, you and I know myself, we've probably worked pretty hard at it because we know it's important, right? So we probably worked really hard to try to forgive. And there might be just like one person that's a really difficult thing, or maybe one situation in our lives that we just can't get there. And I think it might be, if we're having difficulty having success with that, I think it could be simply because we don't truly fully understand what forgiveness is. There's a lot of misunderstanding about forgiveness. It's very much misunderstood. So I think today we're gonna work through that. We're gonna clear it, right? We're gonna clear the air. And I think the place to start is to talk about what forgiveness is not. What forgiveness is not. So number one, forgiveness is not condoning someone's bad behavior or hurtful behavior, not condoning their behavior. Secondly, it's not an invitation to be hurt again. You know, it's not, you can successfully heal whatever and forgive that person, but you don't have to stay with them. You know, you don't have to stay friends with that person. You don't even have to invite them over for dinner, right? Forgiveness is very often done at a distance, and that's okay. Third, forgiveness does not require the other person to apologize. And I know this is a mistake I see some people making. Well, I'm ready to forgive, but I'm waiting for them to apologize and then I'll forgive. No. Again, it's not about them, right? It's about us. Forgiveness is also not about calling the person on the phone and saying, I want you to know I'm ready to forgive you. You know? No. Again, it's about you, not the other person. Forgiveness is not an exercise in spiritual bypass. In other words, we don't go directly from the experience of being hurt directly to forgiving that person. There's a few steps in between, and those steps involve recognizing, acknowledging our feelings, feeling our feelings, working through our feelings. So in the class that I do that incorporates the forgiveness practice, I have people write a letter to the person that hurt them and just write everything that they have felt. All the pain and the anguish and all the areas of their life that have been affected by this and all of the disappointment and just get it all, like no holds barred. Get it all out of your head and your heart and get it down on paper. Now, you're not going to mail this letter, right? You are going to burn it. And then the class, we do this as a ritual together, everybody burning these letters together. And it's kind of like the burning bowl service. It just like releases it in a puff of smoke, you know, into that healing energy of the air. It's really a very healing practice. And finally, forgiveness is not a way to absolve yourself of responsibility. So, searching our heart for all the conscious and unconscious ways that we may have participated in this painful experience is really beneficial. Not only is it good for us in, you know, just in our own self-knowledge, our own self-awareness, but also in the future, we can create healthier relationships in the future. All right, so now let's look at what forgiveness is. Number one, true forgiveness is a recognition that that person who hurt us has forgotten who they are, forgotten who they truly are, and has probably been acting out of some unconscious pattern. Number two, forgiveness is a recognition that it probably was not personal. Sometimes it is. Yeah, honestly, sometimes it is personal. But probably 9 times out of 10, it is not personal. Most people are completely unaware that what they did, their action or their inaction, actually caused some harm, right? There's just not a recognition there. And 3, forgiveness is an acknowledgement. It reaffirms our oneness with this whole divinely human race that we all belong to. You know, we all make mistakes as we're on this journey through this upside down world of separation, of duality. We all make mistakes. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said this about forgiveness. We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power of love. There is some good in the worst of us and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies. And you know, that's not something that, it's not just what he said, it's how he lived. It is how he lived. I mean, it has to be. I mean, how else could he have looked the hateful, angry white supremacist in the face and be committed to love, to stay anchored in that commitment to nonviolent protest? And here's the thing, we know that forgiveness is not easy. Nobody said this would be easy, particularly for the big offenders, right? You know, if we're tasked with trying to forgive someone who has, let's say, taken the life of someone we love, or someone who has done some horrendous act like a hate crime or a school shooting, that is a challenging journey indeed. That is a challenging journey. And it's a process, right? It is a process. Not impossible, but it's a process. A process that begins with a willingness and also maybe some support. You know, I think about the church, the beautiful historic AME church in Charleston. I've been there before. It's beautiful. And you remember that time a few years ago now that this white supremacist young man came in and sat in the Bible study and, you know, participated in the Bible study the entire way, then took out his gun and shot everybody. And I remember a week later, maybe less than a week later, some members of that church and some family and friends came on television and said, well, I forgive him because I'm Christian. That's my duty as a Christian is to forgive, so I forgive him. And I'm thinking, I hope that you know, take some time and process this and work through this and work through the feelings about what happened, not just to you and your relatives, but, you know, what that meant for your community. That takes a lot of processing and working through, and I pray that they all got support to work through that really challenging experience, and then came out the other side after some time of really working on it and truly were able to forgive. Now, fortunately, most of us don't have such a horrendous thing to try to forgive, right? And I know some people have had traumatic experiences, traumatic childhoods. I know that. But really, for most of us, on a day-to-day basis, the challenges that we face are forgiving, you know, the actions or inactions of our spouse, of a coworker, of an ex, of a neighbor, of, you know, a business partner or an employer or a relative, right? That's where we find the challenge in forgiveness. And to get us started in that, I'd like to look at this idea that there are really three parts to the situation, the painful situation. Number one is the person who did the deed that caused the pain. Either the action or the inaction, and whether that was conscious or unconscious, right? They did it, and that was a painful thing. On the other side of this, the second part of it is our experience of being hurt, or disappointed, or angry, or in pain, right? Now, between these two things, there's some space, a lot of space. And in that space are our perceptions, our interpretation, our own interpretation of what happened, and our interpretation of that other person. And this is the place that we want to put our focus. This is the place that we have our power, right? This is the only area we have control. So this is our place of power. This is where we want to put our focus, in between those two things, our perception. And we can shift that, right? We can shift our perception. We can begin to see it from a higher perspective. This really is the key that can unlock the prison, that unforgiveness puts us in. And so I have a question for you. Have you ever had a pet, a dog, let's say, that has maybe chewed up your favorite pair of shoes? Or a cat that has scratched your chair, your favorite chair? Or a pet that somehow finds your best rug, your most expensive rug, and chooses that place to vomit, or if they're sick, to, make a mistake. It never ceases to amaze me how our dog, Luna, she's got a lot of area to run around, and most of the floor is either a wood floor or tile, which is really easy to clean that up, but no, she has to go all over the house and then find, like a beacon in the night, she finds our most expensive rug and has got to go there to throw up, or if she's sick, to poop on the rug. Never ceases to amaze. And that, I don't know if this ever happened to you or something similar, we get mad, right? Maybe we yell at our pet. But here's what I know for sure. None of us have any trouble eventually forgiving our dog or cat or pet, right? Because we know it's a dog. It doesn't know any different, right? It probably could be trained better, but it doesn't know any better. A cat can't tell the difference between a scratching post and your favorite chair, right? Pets, they don't know any better. Well, guess what? It's not just animals that don't know any better. We humans often don't know any better. Now, of course, we have superior intellect, right? We know better intellectually. We know better intellectually. But here's the thing. Our intellect is not always the thing that drives our behavior. What drives our behavior? Emotions, our feelings, those unconscious places within us, those unhealed patterns, maybe an unhealed shadow self that we talked about that before. That's what drives our behavior. Those darn unhealed places within us that get triggered when someone we love does something we don't like. Also, the way that we interpret things, we all have interpretations about how people should be, how life should be, right? We're all operating with a lot of shoulds. And I have talked about this before. We're all full of a lot of shoulds, right? These people should be doing this. That person should not be doing that. He should know what I want. The government should be doing this. The government should not be doing this. Life should be more like this. The shoulds, right? The shoulds are operating. And when inevitably someone or life does not conform to our idea of how it should be, we get mad and we blame them. We blame them, right? And all the while, these interpretations, these perceptions that are operating within us are the things that usually create our experience of frustration, anger, disappointment, upset, right? Also, when someone is acting out of their unconscious patterns and does something that hurts us, in essence, they don't know any better. In essence, they don't know any better. And so, you know, I say a lot that the key to being able to forgive anyone is to remember that they have done the very best they possibly could with the consciousness they had at the time. We all do the very best we can with the consciousness that we have at the time. We can't do any different. So remembering that, this is our opportunity to remember that, to shift our perspective, to see it from a higher perspective, from a more divine perspective. This is, and when we shift our perspective, we shift our experience of it, and it makes forgiveness a whole lot easier. And this is where the give part of forgiveness comes in. So Charles Fillmore once wrote, "Thus in spiritual understanding, the I am of man forgives or gives truth for error. The mind is set in order and the body is healed." So we're giving truth for error. This is the giving thing. So giving, we are shifting our consciousness, you know, consciously shifting it to see a higher perspective, a more divine perspective, to shift, to see the divinity within that other person, to see the divine self that exists behind the error, behind the human self. So that is our task, to remember, right, that we are all divinely human beings here on this journey of awakening, kind of stumbling around as we grow consciously. And when we remember that, and we have set our intention to see the divine self of that person, to remember that we all make mistakes, and very much, most of us act out of an unconscious or unhealed place within us. Now, in order to sort of become more aware of those unconscious places so they don't run us, you know, that's a task of self-awareness. And one of the best ways I know to do that is meditation. Whether it's, you know, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, of quiet, sitting cross-legged, you know, palms up, however you meditate, or if it's walking in nature with the conscious step of each step, like Thich Nhat Hanh suggests, each step you're kissing the ground. That's a meditation. Whatever you do to meditate and self-reflect and connect with your highest divine self, and you're listening, right? In meditation, you're listening, you're opening, and you're attuning your awareness to that higher divine guidance, divine wisdom within, and you listen. And journaling also can help it with this, you know, to become aware. What is the thing? Where are my shoulds, right? What do I think should be? How do I think that this person should act? How do I think life should be? Where are my interpretations? And is that causing me to have an experience of resentment? If so, I have this opportunity right now to shift my perspective, to know that we are all on this journey, and that we are on a journey of awakening, to see the awakening that's happening in that person. Maybe they're not aware of it, but it's happening because the divine self is within each person. So I'd like you to turn to your neighbor. Whoever is next to you, just find a neighbor, to turn to them, look in their eyes right now, and repeat after me. I see the divinity in you, and I love you. Okay, now that you know what we're doing, let's do it one more time and really connect with the divine within you. See the divine within that person. And let's say, I see the divinity in you, and I love you. Namaste.
Thank you to Reverend Victoria. She's always so great about just getting us thinking and giving us a way to expand our spirituality and take it and move it forward throughout the week. So we're always grateful for her. And now is the time in our service where we receive our financial gifts. If the ushers will please come forward. We'd also like to acknowledge at this time those who give online or mail their gifts into the church. As you hold your gifts in your hands this morning, let us affirm together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So it is.
I've asked Bailey to sing a song, one of my favorite songs, actually. Use your imagination. See if you can find the connection with today's message, or just simply be inspired.
You're feeling nervous, aren't you, boy? With your quiet voice and impeccable style, don't ever let them steal your joy and your gentle ways to keep them from running wild. They can kick dirt in your face, dress you down and tell you that your place is in the middle when they hate the way you shine. I see you tugging on your shirt, trying to hide inside of it and hide how much it hurts. Let them laugh while they can. Let them spin, let them scatter. Discouraged, don't you go? It's your brother's world for a while longer. We gotta dance with the devil on a river to beat the stream. Call it living the dream, call it kicking the ladder. They come to kick dirt in your face, to call you weak, and then displace you after carrying your baby on your back across the desert. I saw your eyes behind your head, and you're looking tired, but you don't look scared. Let 'em laugh while they can. Let 'em spin, let 'em scatter in the wind. I have been to the movies, I've seen her, and the jokes are
wife, Gracie Hudelson, and the band.
Amen. All right, now will the ushers please come forward? We've each given individually or as an individual family. Now it's time to receive these gifts as a spiritual community. Will you please pray with me? Dear God, we join together in gratefully receiving this offering of love. We bless it and see it multiplied as it goes forth to accomplish our mission of changing lives. We know that Spirit is the source of all we receive and all we accomplish. Thank you, God. Amen. I see some kiddos out there waiting to come in.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light, in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Wonderful. Good morning, kiddos. Yes, look at these beautiful faces. Let's give them a blessing this morning. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. God loves you, and we love you just the way you are. Yes, and we'd like to receive our blessing. Congregation, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. God loves you, and we love you just the way you are. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Now, if you'll stand and join us in our closing song.
Let's sing together. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my choice about. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
And if you'll join me for the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen. Thank you all for joining us today. I hope to see you next week. Just one quick thing that I failed to mention. Reverend Shannon is looking for a couple people for a couple or 3 hours, 2 or 3 people, 2 or 3 hours to help with a project that she has of organizing some books for the library. So if you have any time to spare, I don't think it matters when, just get with her. And she's out here, and, you know, just let her know you're available. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed week.
Yay.